I just saw the 2026 science fiction psychological thriller movie Backrooms, directed by Kane Parsons in his feature directorial debut and written by Will Sudick, based on Mark Danielewski's book House of Leaves, or Kane Parsons' web series, if you want to believe that. Yeah. Backrooms is about failed architect and crappy furniture store owner Clark, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor, who discovers this huge series of what looks like office corridors and rooms behind an invisible door in the basement of his showroom. While exploring this gigantic maze, first by himself and later with his two employees, he finds not only weird objects strewn about, some even sunken into the floors, walls, and ceilings, but also the presence of some sort of creatures that we as the audience are not allowed to see. After one such exploration, Clark leaves a voicemail for his shrink, saying he's staying in this place that he told her about in a session, though she didn't believe him at the time. Concerned, she goes in looking for him, and he reveals to her what exactly is going on. Going into this one, I was worried that it would play out in a particularly obvious way, and that was we'd see this weird place, Clark would go look around it, it might be creepy, maybe even interesting, definitely somewhat scary, but we wouldn't see anything substantial at all. And then he would disappear, and the shrink, played by Renata Riensvi, would go in after him, and at the very end, we'd find out what's behind it all, and it would be this huge disappointment. Damn, did I hit this nail right on the head with that call. This whole movie was one big nothing. You keep waiting for something cool to happen, some amazing reveal, something profound, and I, for one, was left totally wanting. The writer's feeble attempt at depth, as well as meaning behind these backrooms, was, spoiler here, so if you'd rather be disappointed by the movie instead of by me, fast forward about 20 seconds. It was that while it's not explained what this place is or how it came to be, we do find out that it is furnished with imperfect memories of traumatized people. And some of those memories can be dangerous, I guess. And that's the mystery. So of course they have to create some really superficial and tacked-on trauma for their two protagonists. Also, I was not enamored with the director's overuse of certain lenses to create the feelings he was after. It got repetitive and kind of lost its meaning after a while. And those POV shots that we've seen in so many other movies of this type were just plain trite. Finally, the constant, heavy breathing of all these terrified characters really got on my nerves, and that's why I graded Backroom out at a 5.7. If you know my grading scale, you know that a 5.5 to a 5.9 is decent, and because this was a movie with an interesting setup that I really wanted to succeed, it got some high marks, but then became a disappointing mess, which dropped it to the mid-decent range. But don't take my word for it. Check it out for yourself and let me know what you think in the comments. Now I gotta run, because the next movie I want to see is starting right this minute.